You've seen the markets decline. How do you locate fantastic stocks to invest in? In this video, we'll discuss a basic screening process inspired by Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, Charlie Munger, and Monish Pabrai, which dependably discovers winners among publicly listed companies. Many assume the first step to identifying a fantastic business is to find the cheapest stocks. They look for stocks that have the lowest PE ratio. Looking at the price is a hazardous habit to adopt. First, determine your circle of competency. Make a list of everything you're excellent at, everything you spend time on, and everything you spend money on. Multiple section themes are likely within your expertise. I'm not brilliant at video games, but I spend too much time and money on them. So video game firms are definitely more in my zone compared to manufacturing companies. Check where your competency overlaps for common themes. Then Google companies within your competency. This is only the start. If you spend money on it, spend time on it, and are competent at it, you probably know how businesses in that industry function. And you've never read an annual report about it. If you don't understand the business immediately, you won't in a month or two. Knowing what you comprehend and don't grasp is crucial. It defines your competence circle. Everyone's circle of competence is distinct. Stay inside the circle, and as long as you know which few firms are in that circle, out of hundreds on the huge board, you are fine. To avoid vigorous reading and researching annual reports, define your competency. Don't try to grasp a cheap stock by working backward. It is very ineffective. The next starting point is to see someone wiser than yourself, who probably owns the stock and has commented on it. These are people such as shareholders. It should include people you admire who own this stock. Next, check if any super investors such as Buffett owns the stock on your list. This phase has two options. You may examine super investors' portfolios, or you may also search for a company's significant shareholders to discover whether any super investors are listed. Start by viewing super investors' portfolios. Apple is Warren Buffett's greatest stake, according to Berkshire Hathaway. Bank of America is popular. Coca-Cola is also popular. Other examples include Michael Burry's Cyan Asset Management. You may examine all of these top investors' portfolios, and if one of them has your stock, investigate their reasons. Their theory is completely all over the internet. First method, search the firm of interest, like Apple, and look at the ownership tab. ETF providers and investment banks will be on the list, but mega investors can also be found. See whether your company has been bought by top investors. Google what they've stated about the firm to get the value investing theory. Skim the latest annual report. Some annual reports might be quite extensive and daunting, so you don't need to read them all. In every annual report, or 10K, the management describes the firm, what it does, and how it makes money. If you read that piece for 5 minutes, you'll know if you're interested in the business. Meta's most recent yearly report explains what they do. Meta is a family of 4 applications that sell adverts, according to the first portion. Their Reality Labs business includes virtual and augmented reality projects, although it's not all that good. Read the report's opening section. It shows that the company's shareholder letters are not authored by a PR firm. See what they said versus the trajectory and read shareholder letters over time. It'll indicate how management executes and treats shareholders. The CEO's shareholder letters will reveal plenty of information. Read what they promised a few years ago, then compare it with the current day. Did they underpromise or did they overdeliver? Were they sincere? Do they discuss triumphs as well as challenges? Reading these letters in the past is very intriguing. For example, you may read up on how the company went through a crisis such as the pandemic crisis. This may reveal how robust the company's business model is. This step is as straightforward as searching Netflix, Amazon, or Berkshire Hathaway on Google. Not all firms do this, which is unfortunate, but many good ones do. If not, our next step is a backup plan. After reading the letters, read the transcripts. Investors and analysts are asking questions, but I'm not interested in the transcript's prepared statements, since they'll be filtered similar to a PR release. They control what's in the reports and yearly reports since they compose the letters. I love the Q&A, but I have to filter through the material because the analyst will ask a foolish question about next quarter, like do you intend to beat by a cent or two? And that's irrelevant. When people ask inquiries and make remarks on the business, it is a sign there's a bright future ahead. Earnings calls, like shareholder letters, offer us a good idea of management. That's where we learn about the management team. What did they promise years ago? What happened? Did they seem to be selling the hype of the company? Listening to earning calls is a good habit to cultivate since it helps you assess a company's management. If they have expertise and honesty, they won't overpromise but will deliver in earning calls. If you're looking on Google, just click on earning call transcripts, and you're right in the newest earning call. You should then look at proxies to gauge stock dilution, compensation plans, and other factors. Another important element is aligning managerial incentives with long-term company success and shareholder success-related compensation. We want the CEO to have a share in the firm so their wealth is related to how effectively they develop it. If the CEO has no stake in the firm and their pay doesn't alter depending on how well the business or shareholders do, then you should drop the stock. If there's no incentive to do well, then there is a good chance of poor management. If we pass all these requirements, we may then look into the financials, value, etc. That's the simplest way to uncover high-quality businesses quickly. You'll understand the business because it's in your circle of expertise and you've done the reading. You'll grasp the most by reading what Warren Buffett and other investors believe about the firm. You've verified management through shareholder letters, earnings calls, and proxies. Lastly, dive deep inside the business, analyze potential growth, review financial documents, and then value the company. Thanks for watching. If so, click like and subscribe for more.